from Indrashil University, one and all on
just 1 minute,
Science Day.
Namrata.
Yes, sure,
1 minute, 1 minute.
Sure, sir.
Abhinand, why not?
Sir, we are live, sir. We will talk offline, sir. Otherwise, it will go. Sir, it will go on for. I'll call you, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. A very warm good morning from Indrashil University to one and all on the National Science Day. On this occasion today, I am delighted to welcome Dr. Palak Seth, who is the eminent speaker today, as well he is benefactor of Indrashil University since inception. Apart from that, I'm also happy to welcome Yadav sir, who is stalwart in the field of chemistry globally, nationally, and he has enlightened the field of chemistry with his significant contribution. At the same time, I welcome all the panelists here who are strong pillars of Industrial University, starting with Dr. Bharti Dave, Dean School of Science. We are expecting any time to be connected with Dr. Amish Vyas, who is Dean School of Engineering. We are connected with Mr. Abhinand Pandya, Strategic Project Manager in the Shield University. I also welcome and wish National Science Day to Dr. Rajesh Vosley, who heads Department of Chemistry in the Shield University, Dr. Vijay Singh, who heads School of Department of Science, and other panelist members, Dr. Paulami Sen Gupta, my colleague, and my students also. Everyone is welcome and are given wishes on the National Science Day. Now, without much delay, I invite Dr. Yadav to please have the opening remarks on this occasion.
Hello, good morning to all of you, and wish everybody a good Science Day. You know, on 20th of February every year, we celebrate National Science Day. You know the reason? This is the day Sir Professor C.V. Raman, the result, got the Nobel Prize. Means the discovery, it was discovered on this day. And he got the Nobel Prize. And since then, since I think 71, I don't remember the year, we have been celebrating National Science Day every year. And for last, I think 10 years, we have been giving a theme. Each year there is a theme for giving, for this National Science Day. And this year, the theme is Future of STI, Science and Technology Innovation, Impact on Education, Skill and Work. So very timely it is. And I think everybody's talking skill, everybody's talking education, everybody's talking innovation, startup, everything. So this theme is very timely, and not only timely, and we felt that Dr. Palak Seth has the very good experience in this area. I had only two names in my mind. One was, of course, Palak Seth, another was Dr. Anil Gupta of IIM. But unfortunately, before us, many people have contacted. So he is also live on this kind of thing through INSA. If somebody is interested to listen to him, he can listen through INSA website. Okay. And then, of course, Palak Seth is our friend, so we always count on him, and he will definitely oblige us. He won't say no, even though he's a very busy man, because he has so many, like Indian God said, 4 hands, 6 hands, 8 hands. Ravan has 10 brains, 10 heads. So I will not say Ravan, but he has so many hands at a time and uses all the hands. And one of the hand he also has given to us in the City University. And he helps us. So that's how I felt. Now, many people have said songs about science. And Ideals Day is our Aryabhat said, wise people, जो होते हैं बुद्धिमान लोग साइंस के बारे में बात करते हैं, और जो बेवकूफ लोग होते हैं वो हमेशा किसी की निंदा करते रहते हैं. So science are scientists are expected to talk science, and science has nothing else. That's why they have come under the category of wise men, okay, intellectuals. And also, there are many saying. I give one quote because you have given only 2 minutes to me. That quote is by Nehru. You know, future belongs to science and those who make friends with science. You know, when CSIR was being proposed by Sansaru Bhatnagar, at that time, finance minister was Guljari Lal Nanda. And then he did all kind of calculation and he said ROI, return on investment, is negative when we go for science. And Nehru said, you don't know the value of science. And he said, forget about finance minister and all those things. He directly, all the science department took under him. And that's why traditionally, our science department, either it is Atomic Energy, Tata Bhabha Research Center, or CSIR, or anything science related to science, directly it is under Prime Minister. Then, and so that it doesn't suffer. And I hope, the science, I think the same perception of science and expectation of society is also changing. Now, the science, that is to be used for startup, all kind of things, which goes for the society. One of the meeting I attended with, that was CSIR meeting, governing body meeting, and where our loved Prime Minister Narendra Modi was chairing. He said one sentence. He said, if you get Nobel Prize also, I will have a dinner, I will give sal, I will give flower. But I will ask one question at the end. आपने हमारे 125 करोड़ भाइयों के लिए क्या किया? This is the question I will ask. So this is the expectation of our Neta or our minister or also our society, because they represent our society. So that is the demand of the society. That's why this time theme is very good. Theme is taken like that. Future of STI impact on education, skill and work. And I don't find better speaker than our Dr. Palak Seth. So with this, I again wish all of you a future growth, career, and also prosperity, whatever you say, through science and technology, to you, to India, and to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yadav sir, for setting a beautiful background. And especially when a scientist speaks on a National Science Day, what else we expect? Now I invite Abhinand Pandya sir to welcome Unnat Pandit sir, who is yet another speaker for this day. Fortunately, we are connected with him despite some technical glitches. Over to Abhinand sir.
Yeah, good morning to you, and thank you, Yadav sir, for setting the tone for National Science Day. As you all know, our Yadav sir is one of the most reputed scientists, not only in India, across the world, in terms of chemistry. And we are fortunate enough to have him at the Indrashil University also. And today we were able to get his blessing in terms of science and technology. And if you listen to sir, he has set the tone how C.V. Raman, he was the first Asian to get a Nobel Prize when he discovered this Raman effect on 20th February 1926. And that's where in his memory, to spread the awareness about science and technology, we are celebrating this National Science Day from the year 1987. That's where in the National Council of Science Technology, they decided that we'll celebrate this National Science Day. And that's where from last 10 years, the theme has been changing, and Government of India under DST has been blessing us with this National Science Day with different theme. And I will not take much of time because science and technology is key to any country's economic development and empowerment. If you look at the countries like America, they focus more on STEM. Look at the examples of Sweden, a small country backing on the science and technology, or maybe Israel, the patterns which they have taken, or maybe Japan, based on their science and technology, they have developed to a superpower. So I will not take much of the time, and I would like to introduce both our esteemed speaker, Dr. Palak Seth and Dr. Unnat Pandit. Dr. Unnat Pandit has been PhD from Bhavnagar University, Kamraj, and he's also done his initial study in chemistry, a well-known scientist with a background in IPR, and has been a colleague with me. And we are fortunate enough to have such a people on talk with Palak Seth, who is also sharing on education research, which is our topic today on education and skill. So I welcome both of them to this webinar.
Thank you, sir. It's time now to invite our Dean, School of Science, Dr. Bharti Dave, for a brief introduction on National Science Day.
Okay, so respected Honorable Dr. Yadav, sir, Professor Unnat Pandit, who is the Dean at University of Delhi, Dr. Palak Bhai Seth, a very prominent educator of our country, Dr. Amish Vyas, Dean School of Engineering, Shri Abhinand Bhai Pandya, and the HODs as well as faculty and my dear students. The background on why National Science Day has been celebrated, I think, has already been given by Professor Yadav sir and Shri Abhinand Bhai. But what I would like to add is to commemorate the discovery of Raman effect. This Science Day has been celebrated on 28th of February every year, but 28th being a holiday, we are celebrating it on 27th of February, sorry. So this Science Day is celebrated to discuss the importance of science in our day-to-day life, to discuss all the issues, implement new technologies for the development of science. In short, it is used to popularize science and technology. So every year, 3 theme-based celebrations are being organized in colleges, schools, universities across India in the form of debates, competitions, elocution, science quiz, etc. So this year, the theme announced by the Government of India is Future of STI, its impact on education, skills and work. It very well goes with our national education policy, where our Honorable Prime Minister, has focused on skill development and innovation to make our youth employable as well as job creators. 2 incidences I would like to narrate about Dr. C.V. Raman, Sir C.V. Raman as is called as, and which are very close to my heart. The first incident I would like to say, this Raman effect was discovered with a very simple observation. He was traveling across the Mediterranean Sea. A very simple observation just flashed his mind as to why is the sea blue in color. And just based on this simple observation, he reached to the level of achieving a Nobel Prize with this discovery of the Raman effect. So every time I tell to the students, in science, it is observations that matter the most. The second incident, which is also very close to my heart, is that Sir C.V. Raman was the first scientist to be awarded with a Bharat Ratna in 1954 when they were instituted. And when they were instituted in 1954, the then President Dr. Rajendra Prasad invited him for the award giving ceremony to be his personal guest at Rashtrapati Bhavan. But Sir C.V. Raman politely declined by writing a letter stating that as the award giving ceremony is usually around 30 to 31st December, Sir C.V. Raman said that this is the time where my student would be submitting his thesis, and at this critical juncture, I need to be with the student rather than accepting this award. So his commitment to science, his dedication to science, his perseverance to science has led him to this particular height of receiving a Nobel Prize. So this year, science has achieved even greater significance as every leader across the globe have declared the year 2020 as the year of science. This year, the world has totally relied on science and scientists for the development for vaccines for COVID-19. Science and its importance have become so popular that you would find a layman speaking on immunity boosters, vaccines, COVID-19, etc. So people have even become familiar with the technology that is used in the development of vaccines. So on this auspicious day of National Science Day and its celebration, I salute on behalf of the Industrial University to all the scientists of our country for giving our country 2 indigenously developed vaccines, 5 are in pipeline, and within a short span of about a few months, we would have a choice of 7 different COVID-19 vaccines which would be available to us. At this juncture, we have 2 very eminent speakers with us. One is Professor Unnat Pandit, Dean of the School of Management, as well as IPR at University of Delhi. He was initially at Niti Aayog working in Atal Incubation Center. He has expertise in science and technology. We have Dr. Palak Sheth with us, a very prominent, you can say, educator, not only known in Gujarat, but in our country. His expertise in getting international collaborations in science. So these two eminent speakers would be talking to us on how science, technology, and innovation helps our education, helps our skills, and how it helps in our working system. So at this juncture, I usually urge the young and talented youth of our university to work towards innovation, to work towards excellence, and in making our country proud. So with this, I now hand over to Dr. Namrata Madam. Again, a very, you can say, fruitful Science Day to our university as well as to the country as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bharti, for throwing insight and giving us, the information that how Dr. Raman had reached to height of humanity where he has declined, to join, the Bharat Ratna Award, then giving more preference to PhD students. Thank you so much, madam. And now it's turn for our benefactor. As I said, Dr. Unnat Pandit, since his section, he has been, a benefactor for Industrial University with his, knowledge, and has been helping Industrial University to chart a growth on this journey. So it's turn for Dr. Paulami Sengupta, my colleague, to introduce Dr. Unnat Pandit before we invite him to take the podium.
Good morning, everyone. I feel really honored and privileged to introduce Dr. Unnat Pandit as our first chief guest in the event of National Science Day today. Dr. Pandit is an ensemble of high-profile degrees from multiple top-notch institutes. He holds PhD in chemistry from Bhavnagar University. He has also completed the Executive General Management Program from IIM Lucknow, LLB from Gujarat University, and a specialized PG diploma in patent law from Nalsar University of Law. He has gathered 18 years of professional experience in managing the intellectual property in various academic institutes, pharmaceutical organization, central government organization, and many more. He has worked as officer on special duty to commerce and industry with the then Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman at the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, Government of India. He was also the member of IPR think tank made by the same department in order to design the national IPR policies. He is also the member of Academic Council, Gujarat Technological University, National Resource Center of UGC, HRDC, SGB, Amravati University, and also a member of Research Council, GTU. Most importantly, he is currently engaged in planning, implementation, and monitoring of various central government initiatives on innovation and intellectual properties management, their programs and activities being carried out under Atal Innovation Mission. Academically, also, he is outstanding. He has published almost 14 research papers, scientific review articles in journals of international and national repute, among which some are patent applications as well. He has written 3 inspirational books on Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam with focus on leadership among school and graduate level students. These books are dedicated to students and youth of India in memory of Dr. Kalam. At last, I would like to mention that we in Industrial University are really fortunate that you have got some time out for us, sir. We are eagerly looking forward to listen to this multi-talented personality, which will jumpstart the Science Day program. Welcome, sir. The stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction. At the outset, I would like to um, say my privilege and gratitude to Indrasil University Management, Dr. J.S. Yadav, who has inspired me to do excellent scientific work and continue the management of science and policy also. Dr. Bhartiben Dave, Dr. Amish Vyas from Indrasil University, my friend Dr. Palak Sheth, Abhinand Pandya, and all esteemed dignitaries of Indrasil University. This Science Day is important. On the Science Day, just before few days, Honorable PM has given us certain challenges, and he has explained why science is important for societal development. He has given three messages, which again I may be reciting on the National Science Day. He has asked students not to follow selfie, but self three: self awareness, self confidence, and selflessness. What a big message he has given to all the students and the researchers just before few days. He has conveyed this message during the convocation ceremony at IIT Kharagpur. And I would like to correlate this message with the societal development and how the vision he has given for this country to become a self-reliant. आत्मनिर्भरता अगर हमें अचीव करना है तो हमें विज्ञान, प्रौद्योगिकी और नवाचार में कुछ अहम कदम उठाने होंगे. We will be required to take a bold initiative at institutional level if we want to excel the growth of our country when we are going to achieve the 75 years of our independence. And this beginning will start from the academic institution. And with this vision, I think DSP has now given us a goal for celebrating this National Science Day with the theme of Future of Science, Technology, Innovation, Impact on Education, Skill and Work. While we are going to have discussion, debate on improving the science technology impact in our day-to-day life, I recite here few innovation, cutting edge scientific innovation which are grossly impacting the societal development. Entire world is saying that we need to reduce the carbon footprint. We need to reduce the use of paper so that we can save trees. But I would like to hear quote the innovation done by two Gujarati innovators settled in Mumbai. The name of this inventor is Ketan Desai and Apurva Saha. They have developed a technology which is outright eliminating the use of paper in media promotion. Generally, if we have seen that for all public promotions, whether that's a banner which is printed on a plastic or polymeric material, or there are a paper posters which are prepared, and they are stick on the wall. And sometimes even wall is not plain, then this paper will get rubbed down and then that will come out of the wall. And for sticking this, somebody has to use the glue. That might be a natural or synthetic glue. But here, with each such promotion, so much of chemicals which is required to be used, and paper which is of a single use, this innovator have replaced the use of paper, replaced the use of a polymeric material on which the content is printed, generally on a flex banner or even a standees. We are taking a print on a polymeric material. These two innovators have developed an ink which is spread through a stationary phase which is a water soluble. Now, if somebody is trying to apply this entire material on any kind of a wall, they have to spray water, they have to place the film, and with sponge they have to just press. Once they are pressing this, within 5-10 minutes, the water will get evaporated, and the things which is printed on that film will get stabilized on that wall. So irrespective of whether it is a plain wall or whether it is a uneven wall, the things will get settled there, and it will have a more impactful quality. Now imagine how much paper is being used on this kind of a promotional material. How much of a paper which is used on a so many big advertising boards. They are trying to replace this with this signboard. This digital print media which they have developed is the future, and this innovation is going to replace this entire marketing which is done through the stationary phase where paper or polymeric material is going to get utilized. If somebody wants to just place certain cartoon on a car, they have to just spray water, place this film, just water will get evaporate, and permanently this film will be available on the surface of the metal. Of course, it is working on a metal, it is working on a wood, it is working on a cemented wall, it is working on any pole, it is working on a glass, anywhere, on any media. This is effectively producing the result. See the impact which they have created. Another example I would like to use here is Aniruddha Joshi, an IIT Mumbai PhD scholar from the computer science background and worked in the data analytics. He has tried to correlate our ancient knowledge of Ayurveda. We all know there was a tradition of Nadi Parikshan. This Nadi Parikshan is done by a known and learned Ayurvedacharya, and it requires a systematic approach to develop the sensation in the fingers of Ayurvedacharya, and they are interpreting. So basically, three parameter Vata, Pitta, Kapha is monitored through Nadi Parikshan. This Aniruddha Joshi has designed a sensor which is exactly doing the interpretation of a Vata, Pitta, Kapha. And these three basic parameters is monitored in a 3 factorial identification mark. That's a 27 graphical presentation. Any Ayurvedacharya or even an allopathic person will see on the screen of this particular device. Now, how this is going to give us an impactful scientific outcome? He has tested on 25,000 patients in India. And of course, Ayurveda also reports that if a person's nadi parikshan and tongue is monitored effectively, then we can predict the person's health and also well-being. And see the cutting edge science which he has developed. He has developed such a cutting edge science where Ayurveda is not just in the hand of a few learned and knowledgeable Ayurvedacharya, but it is reaching to the medical practitioner. And this device can be used by any medicinal practitioner to learn about the person's health. Again, he has tried ancient knowledge to practice as per the modern science practice. See the commitment of this scientist. Another example I would like to use is Anjan Mukherjee. He is an IIT dropout. He has left the studies in the second year of IIT. He has developed a device which has a cavitation technology. So microorganisms are getting trapped in the cavity bubbles. And we all know that bubble do not sustain in water for longer duration. But the bubbles are generated in such a shape where because of the external pressure, the bubble gets burst. And this bursting effect is producing such a energy which kills the microorganism. A cutting edge physics which measures the size of a bubble which traps the microorganism and the energy which is getting produced as a result of this bursting process is again a cutting edge science. And implication of this is on using this science in the form of a valve which is fixed on the top of any hand pump which is pushing the water upside from the ground and discharging the water. Now imagine how big and impactful innovation this is. This innovation, if we try to apply this right from the Rajasthan till entire middle part of our country, till West Bengal, the groundwater contamination is biggest issue. The groundwater has a microbial contamination, and as a result of this, we have a high penetration of a waterborne diseases in this particular area. And the traditional mode of even a chemical purification, which is costing 5 paisa per liter, his device is costing 0.0001 paisa per liter to make the water purified and free of microorganisms. Again, this is a result of a cutting edge science, technology, and innovation. Are we prepared to accept this challenge? Are we developing a vision to visualize these challenges? Are we applying our knowledge in addressing all those societal challenges? Are we ready for doing this? Do we need to use the scientific knowledge for the societal betterment? I think if answer is yes in your heart, this is the perfect day to start working on the scientific challenges which society is facing. Excel your true scientist, which is lying idle on your heart. I think this would be the biggest tribute on National Science Day. We all should work towards offering the scientific innovation, scientific invention, and our know-how towards betterment of society. That would be the biggest tribute today. It's a perfect time for all of us to take an oath and offer our scientific innovation to the country so that our country can achieve Vishwa Gurutva in 21st century. With these words, I would like to pause my flow of thought. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Unnat, for this amazing share of the cases of bubble, and that too with the cutting edge, science, technology, and innovation and its application. So amazing. And if we really pay heed to these innovations, cutting edge innovations, I think nobody can stop us as Vishwa Gurutva at the global front. With this, I now invite Vishwa Shah. Ms. Vishwa Shah is one of the students to tender vote of thanks to Dr. Unnat Pandit. Vishwa, you can unmute yourself.
My voice is visible, ma'am?
Yes, Vishwa.
Hello, my voice is clear?
Yes, please clear. Please go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. I, Vishwa Shah, from BSA Bioscience, on behalf of Indrashil University, would like to thank our guest lecturer, Professor Unnat Pandit sir, for visiting and enlightening us with their knowledge. This webinar was full of knowledge and interesting things. It gave deep insights into the topic and also revealed some stimulating facts. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it seems there is net issue. Okay, Vishwa, thank you so much. And now it's time for Amish Vyas sir, who is Dean, School of Engineering, to introduce our second eminent speaker, Dr. Palak Seth. Dr. Palak Seth is benefactor, as I said earlier, to Indrashil University since inception. He's still an advisor. And over to Amish sir for his introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Namrata madam. And it is an immense pleasure to invite and introduce Dr. Palak Seth, who is a truly educator and serving for the upliftment of education quality, not only in Gujarat, but at India level. Also, right now, he is busy with the Geo International University. So at present, he is a director, EduProgress and Research Private Limited. He is a visionary leader who has contributed more than 17 years of his work journey for the overall development of the premier universities and higher education institutes. Dr. Seth leads EduProgress and Research Private Limited. As a director, he started this journey long back in 2014 with a vision to build an educational consultant professional having strong exposure for development of higher educational institutes, development of center of excellence in research and innovation, skill development center, college, school, university of international standard and corporate social responsibility activities. His area of expertise is institution development and internationalization in higher education. He believes in empowerment through education and nurturing of skills, and he aims to inculcate a quality education as a powerful tool to bring advancement of knowledge, skill, and self-confidence, which shall lead to nation development. He is been associated with many premier universities, higher education institutions, and government bodies spread across Gujarat to provide advisory services such as Indrasil University, Tourism Corporation of Gujarat Limited, GSFC University, Asia Group of Institutes, Plast India University, Gujarat Maritime University, and many such institutes. So he is the key pioneer behind the establishment of Pandit Deen Dayal Energy Institute. Now it is Energy University. Earlier it was Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum University. And his vision and contribution helped the institution to lead itself as one premier institution across India providing world-class education. And one more thing that I'm still feeling very proud that one of my junior from DDU, at that time it was DDIT, is now at this level and serving for the higher education upliftment in Gujarat and at the national level. I would like to welcome Dr. Palak Sheth for his speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amish Bhai. So Amish Bhai is like our elder brother and our senior from DDIT. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. It was exaggerated, but thank you very much. I would also like to, before I begin, I would like to thank Dr. Yadav, Dr. Dave, Abhinand, and Dr. Namrata for giving this wonderful opportunity to speak on the National Science Day, which is a core for an Indrashil University, because I always feel Indrashil University will be and innovation and entrepreneurship work. So I think this looks like a national day for Indrashil University also to me. And I would like to take little time in terms of sharing my perspective that how science, technology, and innovation policy and its future is going to impact education, skill, and work in a time to come. So let me first begin. I would like to give a two narrative before I give some example. The first narrative is, where the nation is, because always science, technology, and innovation is always grow with the national priorities. And today, India having its policy and its focus on becoming Atmanirbhar, it has decided to develop a new science, technology, and innovation policy. And I would like to read out of this draft policy, which says the science, technology, innovation are the key driver for the economic growth and human development. For India to march ahead on a sustainable development pathway to include economic development, social inclusion, and environmental sustainability. For achieving Atmanirbhar Bharat, a greater emphasis will be given on promoting traditional knowledge system, developing indigenous technologies, and encouraging grassroots innovation. The emergence of disruptive and impactful technological challenges possesses the new challenge and simultaneously greater opportunities. The COVID-19 pandemic provided a compelling opportunity for research and development institution, academia, industry to work in a unison for sharing purpose, synergy, collaboration, and cooperation. And what I would like to derive from this, the future of science, technology, and innovation is largely going to depend on collaboration and cooperation. I'll come back to that. I would also like to narrate one more area, that what is a broad vision of a new science and technology and innovation policy. It says to achieve technological self-reliance and position India among top 3 scientific superpower in a decade to come. So I think we need to relate the future of STI with where we are going to position the nation in next 10 years. To attract, nurture, strengthen, and retain critical human capital through a people-centric science, technology, and innovation ecosystem. The another greater opportunity for all the educational institution lies in to double the number of full-time researcher, gross domestic expenditure on R&D, and a private sector contribution into the domestic expenditure on R&D over 5 years. To build individual and institutional excellence in science, technology, and innovation with an aspiration to achieve the highest level of global recognition and award in the coming decades. Now, this is what has been laid in a future. And before I give a future talk, I would like to think, when we say future, we wanted to see how the younger generation feels about education as well as the science, technology, and innovation. And that's why I wanted to share a small video for a minute, so which gives you the glimpses of that. I'll just share my screen for all of you. I hope you are able to see this.
Yes, sir. We are.
You need to play in full mode, Palak.
About science. Science is everywhere. I see flying aeroplanes, helicopters. That is science. If I see sun when I wake up, when I sleep, I see moon. I see thunder. I see rainfall. I see summer. This is because of revolution and rotation. When I brush my teeth, I see bubbles coming out. That is science. I see, I see a plant. How it is green only, not white, not blue. This is chlorophyll. Now, I'm curious to know more about science. Science is everywhere where I see. Thank you.
So I hope you are able to hear, so a younger child in the first standard has so many excitement and passion about what science can create for tomorrow. And that's why I would like to make my perspective that the future of science, technology, and innovation with perspective to education, skill, and work is very, very bright. Because today's child or today's youngster believes with an kind of collaboration and cooperation was made possible because of the ICT, the kind of Zoom platform, and likewise, we are able to do it far better. Why I'm saying this? Because if you see the traditional history of India, where the science, technology, and innovation have shaped up after independence was always, kind of a sector-specific institution, and the policies have been made. So if you have seen, there is a one level of institution have been made, IIMs and IIT, which is a focus institution in technology and management. And the same trend has gone through in the entire nation in terms of building a sector-specific institution or the discipline-based institution, which is a center of excellence. There are CSIR lab, which have been made in different areas spread across different places. Now, what happened? What happened because of this? We have never have an integrated approach of science, technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship together. And this has resulted in not having the right ecosystem, which result in terms of contributing towards a national priority. Because every system has worked in an isolation. However, when I say future of STI policy, it always focuses on collaboration and cooperation. Now, let me give you another example. Why there are certain countries are far better in science, technology, and innovation. Let me give you the example of Stanford University. Why Stanford is able to build itself as a world-class university? Because when Stanford was set up, it has started as a small institution. However, it has kept in their backyard enough space to develop a Silicon Valley system, as well as enough space in terms of creating and technology and innovation centers. So when there is an ecosystem built, a place is why China is also doing well. Why China has been much ahead in terms of quantum computing or artificial intelligence or data science. When you really assess these issues, you will find because they are able to do because the science, technology, and innovation policy have made that integration possible. You could find a large area of a new industry coming, and there is a cluster of academic institution, cluster of research centers, and all they work together in terms of building a future which make their nation a superpower. And that's what India is doing. My friend Abhinand has already studied in a Sloan Institute in MIT. He knows what is the value of Kendall Square. Why Kendall Square is so successful is not only because of MIT, but because MIT is there, the world-class R&D center of all the pharma sector is also located there. All the venture capitalist is available to fund such technology and science-related innovation. And that ecosystem has created a wonderful education, skill, and future of work possibility. So when I say education, we always think education for building a better society. When we say skill, skill helps you to gainfully engage, and work helps you in terms of meeting your family priorities, aspiring your own, intellectual to achieve something out of that. Now, all this is always based on this possibility of an ecosystem, why a person can be more successful while he go into the United States compared to in India. Just the differences of ecosystem. So as an Indrashil University, we always discuss how Indrashil University has started their education and science journey, how they are going to set up, in their backyard, excellent innovation and entrepreneurship center, how they are going to bring 10 pharma company to invest and put up their R&D center around that. And that's what Indrashil University will be a right example in terms of science, technology, and innovation fostering together. There are number of new initiatives also been taken in recent time. One could be the Cooperative Center of Research. What is happening today? If you do not have a concentration or a focus on certain area, as well as if there is no cooperation in that area, our intellectuals capabilities are distributed among the different institution and R&D center. But it doesn't channelize into the achieving single aim. And because of that, sometimes resources are also being wasted. So it is very, very important that the nation is also to build some cooperative research center. So let's say Indrashil University can be on a chemistry. They are doing wonderful R&D and chemical engineering. Now, if it becomes the center for chemical and chemistry research and have a represent at an India level cooperating with similar institution in India and position that, then they will take few of the projects, and that few of the projects can be really driven to find out and get the better result. So if we have taken such an initiative on in a future policy of science, technology, and innovation, we would be achieving a lot. Education. Now let me just give my comment on education. Education is changing, and it is changing beyond what we think. And why it is changing? Largely because of the science and technology. Why it is pace of technology change is so fast, and because of that, education need to also change its nature, to change the curriculum, change its uh, experimentation ability, change their practical training in a such a way that it align with the requirement of the industry. Today we are already talking intelligence and data science. However, there is a lot of research going on the quantum computing. Is our institution is teaching today for what is required today and what is important for the future? Because this graduate, by the time they will start their work or they will spend 1 or 2 years in the industry, the entire technology is going to change. So it is important that all, and the success lies with the such adaptability and lifelong learning is taken by the faculty. We cannot load a children, we cannot load the student that they will be always learning. The most important thing we can achieve the success of STI in a future lies in the hands of the faculty, instructor, and the people who are going to perform the practicals for the student. If we have that ability of lifelong learning, creating the ability to learn, learning to learn, we call. If we are able to create a learning to learn ability among the student, they will be able to develop the right skill. They will be also relevant to the work, and the education become much more relevant to the entire society. So, as a concluding remark, I would just like to request all the faculty, those who are part of higher education institution, researcher working in R&D center, and the people who are in a learning and development division in the industry, that please understand what is needed for the future of education, skill, and work, which is the ability of learning to learn. If they are able to develop within themselves, and if they are able to pass on to the student, we will be creating a workforce which contribute to the Atmanirbhar nation, the nation which will become a first among three science superpower in India, the nation which will have a number of center of excellence across the world in certain area, because we are able to create a scientist and researcher who will contribute towards that. So please understand how wind is changing. To all my professor friends and faculty, and just adopt and learn, understand what is the policies are shaping up. I request all of you to kindly go through new draft policy of science, technology, and innovation, which is under finalization, and please adopt, please make your own next 5-year pathway aligned to that and the new education policy, which only will make your institution relevant to the entire nation and to your students and your prospective student as well as their parents. So with that request, I again thank you to Indrashil University for giving me this opportunity to speak on a National Science Day, and I'm grateful to Dr. Yadav and the entire team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Palak, for sharing with us this wonderful policy, the glimpses of STI policy, and urging faculty members and other associated with academia that how we can take India to the greatest height and can create milestone in the area of scientific growth. Also, wonderfully, you have said, sir, that we have to develop an ecosystem wherein the trilogy works in unison, whether it is academia, industry, and research. So that was wonderful message, sir, on this occasion. And if there is anyone who can reflect before I invite one of our students to tender vote of thanks to Dr. Palak and concluding remark from Dr. Vijay. If Abhinand sir, if you can reflect something, or Vyas sir, then I invite them first.
No. First of all, I would like to thank both of the speakers for touching upon very constructive points for on this science day. Unnat gave very good example on the science, on the innovation front, specifically on the young guys who have taken up from the print to the bubble technology and everything. So he has pointed out practical part of the science. And on Palak, if you look at it, being an educationist who is quite vocal on spreading the terms of education as a game changer for India in coming decade. So he has taken out the right points in terms of how the new education policy is going to drive, how science and technology is going to bring about the change. And specifically, I like the cute video of Shreya, the way she has been able to develop from the science, a first year student at AIS, trying to build up the thought process and how our kids are going to change. With every decade, evolution happens, and the new kids who are going to, they are more evolved, their brain is more evolved, and it is going to change the way we look at the education and science. And thank you both of the speakers for touching upon the right point on the National Science Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinand sir. You rightly said, the young kids, feel that science is everywhere. That's great, sir. And they are very inquisitive also. So we can see and, can just anticipate that India's future is going to be very, very bright in terms of scientific development. Bharti madam, I request you also to reflect something before we invite for the official vote of thanks and concluding remarks. Bharti Madam, can you hear us?
Yeah, both the speakers have spoken on a very contemporary topic, that is the need of the university and the country nowadays, specifically on science, technology and innovation. Specifically Unnat Bhai, I know him right from his days when he was doing his PhD, and I've seen him rising to such a high level as to reaching the government of India. He was the personal officer on special duty to the then Commerce Minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. And then he went on to Niti Aayog, where he was involved in planning for the entire nation. And then from Niti Aayog, he has moved to University of Delhi, both as a professor and dean. So what I wanted to tell the students is, see, he has done his PhD from a very small university at a remote place in Bhavnagar. So it is not that you need to be on a very national institutes, you need to be at IITs and IISers, etc., to reach to this level. He can be a role model for our students. Coming from a very small and a new university, you can reach to the height of success. That is I wanted about Unnat Bhai to say. Palak Bhai, as usual, he has spoken really very well. He has given us glimpses on science, technology and innovation policy, which we need to follow ardently. We need to modify our syllabus. That is what I want to say accordingly, because the new syllabus that we would be framing this time should include all the points that are included in national education policy as well as in science, technology and innovation. Very good suggestion, Palak Bhai, that you have given us, and we would be certainly modifying our syllabus in that way so that our students become skill oriented and they become employable as well as job creators for others. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam, for your reflections. It's time now to invite Amish Sir, Dean School of Engineering, to have his views on this occasion.
Thank you, Namrata Madam. In fact, I also, in support of the arguments made by Abhinand Sir and Bharti Madam, and by both the speakers, that this is the high time to think about the skill upgradation, because the time will come when people will not look at the degree, but they will look at the skill what you are having. And new education policy is also focusing on the same area with academic flexibility. Whether you would like to go with the 2-year, 3-year or 4-year of your degree program, but ultimate goal is to earn the degree, not earn degree only, but this skill. So if you gain the skill, enough skill is there, you are always available, you are always employable in the market. And that is what people are saying. And second thing, don't be a job seeker, be a job creator. That is what the goal of new education policy. And all the skill related programs and schemes announced by the government of India as well as by government of Gujarat. And we also need to focus on that part, being an higher educational institute, that we have to create job creators, not the job seekers. And with that, we have to change the mindset of faculty member also accordingly. So it's a fantastic session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amish Sir. It's time now to invite the coordinator of the program, Dr. Rajesh Bhosle, to have his view on this National Science Day.
Good morning, everyone. This is really nice function. What we are looking, as per like, if the science is percolate in society, our society will develop. If it's not, like, science should not be trapped within the faculty or scientist. It should percolate to the society. Then society will be also science driven. So what Modi ji, our Prime Minister, has goal to develop whole country, that will be achieved after percolating the science in the society, and everyone should be kind of aware about the scientific development, scientific things. Overall, this session is very good. I wish all of you a happy Science Day. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Rajesh sir. It's time now to invite our scientist, our provost and director research, Dr. J.S. Yadav, for his message on this Science Day. Yadav sir, please, we are looking forward for your message on this occasion. You yourself are a scientist. Is what better, we can hear from the scientist himself.
First thing, thank you, Namrata, inviting me again for the comment. I think, Abhinand, what we decided, Dr. Palak Seth or Dr. Unnat Pandit, it was very appropriate for the theme DST had set up this year for our National Science Day. And they they were very clear. Whatever you call, I will not repeat, because same thing Bharati told, you told, and also Amish Bhai told, everybody told the same thing. What is I would like to say message, our Indian children and foreign children, what is the difference? Okay. When we talk how the thinking of our children is different from the thinking of the children from US or Europe. Okay. Probably we as a parents don't allow our children to grow independent. We keep on imposing, you have to become doctor, you have to become engineer. Actually, from the childhood, you don't allow to them to think. What we show them, mostly all the parents, how to make money, how you will be comfortable in your life. So most of the time by doing that, our children's independent thinking had lost. And this is we parents has to get them free. See, our time, most of the people, of our time, our parents have not gone to school. They did not know that what we are doing. But today, I can see the more than student parents are studying. So that the students, gets more marks. They are not bothered that my son or daughter should get more knowledge. Free thinking, pose the problem of the nation, problem of the society. They don't think. They think in very narrow way. My message will be this, to the parents. Give them free. I can tell a free time to think. They have, which say ना अभी हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, अभी आंख भी नहीं फूटी कि कुछ और काम शुरू करा देते हैं. The children have lost their childhood. They are born, you give them, iPad, notebook, all kind of things. Even I see while taking food, they show them picture, then they take food. I don't know what we are growing for the future child. That is one. Second, you see, because the parents get comfortable. Child is seeing something, and so childs are these children, when they grow up, they are the citizen of the society. They only do good. Now, if you channelize their mind into something what you want, how you can get a good scientist or good entrepreneur or good anything. Okay, they will never grow. They will grow like you only. So only thing I can say that, if you have to see our science has to grow, our children have to be independent thinker. Parents should not impose their idea on them. That's what I feel. This is the lesson to the parents in this National Science Day. What we have aimed, what we are objective, innovation, this will come only to the pre-thinking. Unnat gave example of two young people. I'm sure they have independent thinking. Okay? And that's why they have come out, because they have understood the problem. What is the problem? Many times, if you know the problem, you will get the solution. The important, whatever you see now, even C.V. Raman, he posed the question problem about why sky is blue, why the sea is blue. Then he comes with the answer, and then he gets a Nobel Prize. Like that. Children are not able to even observe. They are seeing what we want them to see. They are doing what we want them to do. And I don't think we are growing a good citizen of this country. So I will close with this. More messages for my side from messages for the parents to grow the children independent. thinker. Then our science will have a future. Then only nation will have a future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Yadav sir, because this is what is a very strong message and a very clear-cut message that parents should not control thinking of our students, of their children, and which is very, very hazardous. So a wonderful message on this occasion on National Science Day from the scientists directly. And it's time now to invite one of our students, Ms. Chitrangi Vagmaria, to tender a vote of thanks to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Palak Seth. Over to you, Ms. Chitrangi.
Okay. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Greetings to one and all presenting and attending the webinar. I, Chitrangi Vagmaria, on the behalf of Indrashil University and student body, thank Dr. Palak Seth sir for providing his valuable time in giving us knowledge. I appreciate each word spoken by him. He gave us tremendous knowledge about science today. Thanking him for his valuable time. Thank you.
Thank you, Chitrangi. Now it is customary to wrap up with the concluding remark and final vote of thanks through the committee member, and that is Dr. Vijay Singh. And I invite Dr. Vijay to have his concluding remark on the occasion.
So, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to conclude the concluding remark as well as the vote of thanks. Respected Yadav sir, Professor Bharti ma'am, Professor Amish Vyas, Abhinan sir, my colleague and the student, today we are celebrating the National Science Day with the theme of the future of the science, technology and innovation, impact on educational skills and the work. So this is the one of the great time for these things. So we are in the generation where the science, technology and innovation should come and it should be implemented. So I would like to give many thanks on the behalf of the Indrashil University to Dr. Unnat Pandit and the Palak Seth for accepting our invitation and the talk on the various aspects of the science, technology, innovation. With the number of the great innovation we have, so we need to observe a number of the things nearby us and the society, and we will find a lot of problem we are facing, and we will come with the some of the innovative things, diagnostic, cleaning the water, or reducing the paper, reducing the cutting of the trees to getting the better oxygen. So near future, and Palak Seth talk about the AI, artificial intelligence, and how the China is growing, how the US is growing, and we are also in the same pace where we need to grow more and more. So situation is like we have a lot of problem, and we still facing the food problem, contamination problem, and the pesticide toxicity. All these things is nearby us, and we are sometimes not realizing. So someone can come, especially the government of India has a lot of seed funding for the innovation, technology development, and societal benefit, how we can get. As a scientist, our responsibility is to help the society. So how we can help the society? There is a lot of things is coming, and we are live now in India in the 4G and the 5G networking of the internet. So thanks to the IT, how we are growing and how we are accessing a lot of information that is really helpful to all of us, not only the faculties or staff, or everybody can get the benefit. So we can in the 5 seconds we can get the solution. Sometime we can get the 5 seconds the hit is coming. So we will see at least 100 or 5 things so together to come, and we will go through and we will find the key. So before it was not possible really to we need to sum up the key, how we can search in, and what are the problem and what are the solution is there. So I am sure we all have get a lot of benefit in the some way where this event is going to happen. So not the least, but I would like to give many thanks to all the faculty of the Indrashil University, all the technical staff, all the members who directly or indirectly associated with this program to make this event successful. So thank you once again from the core part of my heart to all of you. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay. And it's time now to wrap up. And before we wrap up, finally, I say and wish everyone safety and health. Jai Hind.
Right.